Hi guys, it's Sherry. Today we are going to be making a really cool pair of earrings. I'm going with the boho theme. I have my feathers here. I chose the black and red ones along with some of my scrap clay. You can see it has a little bit of gold glitter in there. I don't mind. You could go with plain black, use your scrap, whatever you prefer. It's up to you. And then I am going to be using this particular cutter to go along with it. Get that scrap out of here. And then I'm going to take my baby powder. I'm going to go over my clay. And this will help prevent any of the clay from sticking into my cutter. Because it is a very detailed piece, I want to make sure I have no clay whatsoever getting stuck in there. So just push that down. And I like to kind of just move my pieces a little bit to make sure it's going all the way through. And look at how gorgeous that is. So do that one more time. Can you see how gorgeous that is going to be? It's going to be absolutely beautiful. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it right where it is. I'm going to bake this for my recommended time and temperature. This is Sculpey. So I'm going to bake it. It says a half hour at 275. By the time it preheats and then cools down, it's in there honestly for almost a full hour. All right, guys, my pieces are out of the oven and you can see how beautifully they came out. So the next thing I want to do is get my red clay nice and soft. But before I do that, I want to show you, I took one of these little hole punchers and I ended up punching holes in there to hang my flowers and then the top. So you can see I did one right in the middle here and then one on each of the sides and then one directly on the top in the middle as well. So you want to do that on both of them. This way, if you forget to do it, you can use a regular drill as well. I just ended up doing it beforehand, but either way is going to work out fine. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to get some red clay here, and I'm going to cut it very thin. And that should be plenty. I'm going to run this through my pasta machine, get it real soft, and then we're going to add some liquid clay to it. All right, so I ran it through a number of times till I got it real thin onto my last setting, which would be the thinnest setting. And now I'm just going to take some of my liquid clay and just kind of get it in there. And I'm just going to try to soften this up a bit. And then I'm going to run this through my pasta machine as well. All right, so now it's a little bit more like squishier. I could probably stuff it in there, but I'm going to add a little bit more liquid clay. If you have clay softener, that would work just as well. And then I'm going to run this through till it gets nice and mixed in. Okay, so now it's all together, but you could feel, and you personally can't, but I could feel it's sticky now. So that's the texture that I want. I want it to be nice and sticky. And now I'm just going to take this and mush this right in to all those pieces that are open. So you can see I'm just taking my finger and pushing everything right in to the crevices. Okay, so I have some rubbing alcohol here. I'm going to put that on my towel. And if you have a baby wipe, that works as well. I just don't have no baby wipes right now. So I'm just using one of my old craft towels. And don't worry if you don't get it perfect right off the bat, because as you sand your final piece, you'll get all that little extra off. So I'm going to show you, I used liquid clay on my first trial piece. And because the indents are pretty deep, when you do liquid clay all in one shot and not layers, it bubbles up and it gives you this really ugly, you know, air pockets inside. So it just does not come out as nice. So that's why I'm going with the clay instead of the liquid clay. It's a little bit more tedious, I think, but I know that my clay is not going to bubble up. All right, now just get your rubbing alcohol, wipe that down again. I like to get most of the clay off before I bake it, because then when I sand it, it'll go much, much quicker. And I don't have to spend so much time sanding it. But look how cute that looks so far. So now I'm going to take my poker tool and just reopen those holes. All right, and that's how I'm going to leave it, and then I will bake it just like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this. So no more clay has to go in that particular piece. All right. So as you can see, it's not exactly perfect, but they are filled and they will bake nicely. So once they are baked and they come out, I'm going to run this through my buffing machine, and then I will buff this nice and smooth. Let me get all this stuff taken care of. All right, so now I'm going to place these all in my oven. I'll bake them for a half hour, and then we will come back and finish these up. My piece is out of the oven. I completely sanded the edges down and the top of it, and look how pretty that looks. But now, to bring it to life, we really want to make it pop. So what I am going to do next is use some of my UV resin. And this is my particular favorite one, which is the J. Diction. But you use whatever you have on hand. And all I'm going to do is take my little stick here and just pull my resin right to the edge. And I'm going to slowly go around the holes. If you do get resin in the hole from moving too fast, you can just re-drill the hole open. All right, so that's beautifully done. Next, I'm going to take my little stone here. This is just like a little gemstone. And then I'm just going to take, there we go, and put that right in the middle. There we go. And now I'm going to get my lighter, pop any bubbles that may be in there. And then I'll put this under my UV light. While that is under the light, I'm going to show you how to prepare your feathers. So I have one of these. I'm not sure what these are called, to be honest, but it came with all different colors. And this is about the size that you need, all right? So if I remember the name, I will link it in the description area for you, but I'm drawing a blank right now. So what I'd like to do to kind of get these ready is I'm going to take my pliers and I'm just going to kind of start closing them partially, but not all the way, all right? You want to keep some of it open. And then just go on the other side a little bit. And now you'll have like a little triangle. And then you could take your feather, stick it in there, and now fully squeeze that shut. And then you have your piece holding your feather. I'm going to use oval jump rings. I'm just going to get these ready, open them all up. All right, that's how I want them to lay, just like that. And then I'm just going to use a metal post. So I'm not going to make my own post this time around. I'm just going to use one that's already made. And look at that. Is that not beautiful? I absolutely love how much this resin brings these pieces to life. So what I'm going to do next is just grab my jump rings and then start placing my feathers on there. And then close them. So simple and easy, and they really do come out beautiful. Do you see how nice those feathers look on that? How pretty. I just find this to be so pretty. And lastly, we will add this one. Get our post on there. Close that. And we have our earrings. So beautiful, fun earrings. I really hope that you enjoy creating these pieces with me. Please remember to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Bye.